Tamara I'm the owner of Western Sky Books. We are the only used bookstore in Port Coquitlam and one of only two indie bookstores in the Tri-Cities area of the Lower Mainland. We opened in November of this year, although we spent the summer and early fall selling books at some of the local markets, including the Poco Farmers Market and the Port Moody Night Market. By doing that, we got the word out that we were planning to open a store. We also found out what people wanted in a store. We heard from so many people that they're missing having a used bookstore in town. So it's been a real joy getting to hear people's bookstore stories, people that used to volunteer at the stores that have been in town, going back many years now. So I've heard some of the histories of some of the bookstores. There's been 3 or 4 in downtown Poco, so getting to learn those histories and why people love their stores. Also getting an understanding of what are the books people want to read. I had a very specific idea because of the things I'm attached to in literature. I really, really wanted to highlight Canadian literature and local writers. And that is borne out that people are interested in that, but they also want to get their hands on their favorite mystery writer. They also want children's classics. They also want to have really good quality storybooks for their children. They'll want to read westerns, these kinds of things. So the time we spent selling at the farmers markets and the other markets over the summer and fall really helped us to shape what the store looks like now. So we opened in November. The last market was the end of September. We signed the lease and started getting books moved in here October, and then we opened November 6th. Since then, we've been in process basically fixturing and getting the books on the shelves. The majority of our books in the store come from people donating them, and we offer credit. A lot of times people just like, get these out of my house, please. One thing we do, which is unique from other used bookstores, is we will go pick up for people. So, and we've picked up in West Vancouver, we've picked up in Abbotsford, we pick up in Langley, and lots of our local neighbors as well. So that's both been a convenience for people that probably has got us more books in our hands than we would have if we had waited for books to come to us. But it's also got the word out quite far and wide about that we're here. And so we're in, as we were with the folks from Port Coquitlam and the folks from Port Moody and the folks from North Van at those markets, we're now in a larger conversation about books and used bookstores with people across the whole Lower Mainland. And it's been really, really exciting to get to meet people, hear their book stories, because everyone has a favorite book, everyone has a story from their childhood. Lots of people have conversations about, it's not hoarding if it's books. So people that collect, what they're collecting. It's very fun and quite a happy thing to be involved with is talking to people about books and learning how to be a bookseller. One of the other things that I'm attached to is wanting a place for our bookstore to be a place where local writers could come and both have their books featured, but also get a chance to meet with their readers. So we describe this as a place where readers and writers meet in their shared love of books. And so one day, a book lover came in the store. Her name's Isabelle Hibert, and she said she wanted to volunteer. So we talked about what that might look like, and she's connected to Poetry Slam in the city. And poetry is one of the places that I call home. And so got very excited, and we decided that we would start hosting a monthly poetry slam. And so we had our first one last month, and our next one is tonight. It's really, really great for me to see the combination of the energy that's coming out of young writers and the culture that young writers that aren't attached to writing community yet, they're just writing and then getting their words out there, which is a lot. Slam community is like that. It's very vibrant. It's probably would be considered punk in the culture. There's rules, but there's also lots of flexibility, and people are kind and welcoming and really excited for each other. And there's some amazing talent out there. And then getting connected to some of the people that are more traditionally trained and are published, things like this. So we get a really dynamic mix of people and what poetry means across generation and also culturally. It means different things to different people. So I'm very excited that Isabel is helping me organize this, and we get this Home for Poetry in Poco once a month. We have a monthly poetry reading. It's the last Tuesday of the month, so there'll be one tonight, and then again at the end of March and the end of April. We hope to be increasing the frequency, but for the time being, you're welcome to come to the store the last Tuesday of the month from 7 to 9 p.m. Thank you. So, hello, everybody. I'm Tamara. I'm the owner of Western Sky Books. Isabel came in one day saying she wanted to volunteer, and we thought about what that might look like, and we both love poetry, and so we started this night, which is the last Tuesday of every month, and we're so excited you guys came out and what we might be able to create and build here in the Tri-Cities. For part of my vision for the store is that we, as many different ways as writers and readers can connect with each other, that we keep finding ways for that to happen. And I said this last week, poetry is home for me, so I was so excited that it's also home for Isabel, and we have this chance to create a space for poets. We are hosting, I run my business, and we're hosting this event on First Nations territory. This is, of course, Coquitlam territory and Katzie First Nations territory. And so I'm grateful that I'm able to run my business and gather with all of you here tonight. So that's that, and you're now in Isabel's capable hands.